This is the first in what will hopefully be a long and fruitful series of videos. I'm going to break down the production on songs on my album APOLOGETICA, which just came out in October. I'm Flying Squid. I made the whole album in Ableton. Things you need to know: I'm horrible at organizing my project files, so none of these are named, so I'm going to go through them one by one. And also, with my setup right now, you're not going to get stereo output, so you're just going to hear me talking about the stereo field, but you're not going to hear it. I'm sorry about that. Okay, but here we go. So I have two acoustic guitars. What I started with is I recorded the one acoustic guitar track, as you can hear right here. Yeah, it's very lightly EQ'd. It's got just a bit of compression to catch the peaks. This song is supposed to be kind of the intro Greek chorus to the album, where it's each verse is a different character kind of introducing themselves, and then later on in the album, we pick back up on their stories. But so I wanted to get their lyrical motifs and their kind of mental attitudes introduced, and I wanted it to kind of be this folky introduction, so that the next two songs, which are like big and electronic, they kind of jump out more, because it's like, whoa, this is a different space than we were in before. So yeah, so I knew I wanted it to be folky, so I kind of started with that weird little progression, and I knew I wanted it to start small and then get big. So we have it small right here, and then around the 40-second mark, it's big, and so the guitar gets bigger. I beefed it up with the Sound Toys plugin, Devil Lock, and then re-EQ'd it. Now, what I would have done differently if I was mixing it now is I would have cut off a little bit more of that low end, because this space right here, if you leave too much just bumping around up here, same for high end, but not as much, but if you leave too much bumping around right here in this zone, over time it builds up. Anything down here that's not bass, over time it builds up, and it can muddy up your mix a lot, I've learned. So just it's good to cut it off there. But yeah, it's beefier, it's heavier. So then I kind of did the same thing. I double tracked it and made it wide. Again, you won't be able to hear, but yeah, it's stereo, it's in both ears. I mix it a little bit differently, so the guitars on the right are a bit fatter than the ones on the left. But you have to kind of decide where you want the meat of your song to be. So I guess in this one, I decided I wanted the meat to be on the right. It's good to decide where you want your song to live, or where you want your song's butt to live. Then I added this little track right here. It's kind of a little melodic acoustic guitar, and I wanted to highlight the weirdness of the progression, and I want it to riff when it gets to the heavy part, as you can see. So it starts doing that. Something I need to explain: this is one of the first songs I recorded for the album, and it was before I had standard edition, so all I had was the 16 tracks. These came later. So I kind of had used my tracks for multi-purpose things. So there's actually a gunshot here. Later on, though, most of the other tracks I fixed it and moved those to different things and EQ'd them differently. But this is a little relic from when I first started recording it way back in 2024. So yeah, at this point I had the meat of the song, so it's time to start working on percussion. I have a shaker right here that I recorded. I gave it a little bit of space. As you can see, the space came later, and a little bit of auto pan, so it's moving around. And I'm a big fan of some of the stock Ableton plugins. Like the stock Ableton reverb is really, really good, I think. I like it a lot. So I mostly just use that, and then the Sound Toys stuff on most of this whole album, actually. And then some Apple plugins, but that's mostly it. So then I recorded some drums. So I recorded these all with the MacBook microphone. Huge advocate for the MacBook microphone. I recorded all of the Make It Sorry vocals with the MacBook microphone. Because you get a dark sound that you can clean up. But yeah, so as you can see, I gave these some space too to let me unsolo the guitars. I gave these some space too, so that they kind of fit in with the world of the drums. There's some reverb on this, obviously light EQ to cut out all the mud, and some light compression to catch the peaks, and so everything's not clipping. Put Echo Boy in one of the drums, and then the other one's kind of dry when it comes to the space, so that, you know, the reverb's coming from the right, because like I said, that's where the meat of the song is, kind of. So a lot of the big spacey sounds, or at least the space of the song, is tilted to the right, so then the vocals, the main vocal, which you'll see is on the kind of left, it's panned 20 to the left. It sticks out a little bit more. Yeah, and then the kick, I tried to record a kick with the MacBook microphone, but it sounded really shitty. So I used a stock Ableton kick right here. And it sounds enough like a real kit, kinda. So then you add in the guitars, and see, now we kind of got a world. We have a bed for more shit. On the bass here, I was kind of thinking like early Alex G, MySpace era Alex G, like, you know, that song on TikTok and Instagram, like, sometimes I just wanna be happy, that song. The kind of fuzzy, low, dry bass. So that's what this is. As you can hear, there it is. How I mix bass is different. I'm always a bit different from every song. I don't have really a way to do it. It's kind of the one mystery that I'm still, I mean, I don't know everything, but it's at least in the way that the kind of hodgepodge way I've figured out how to do shit. It's the one thing I'm still figuring out how I want to do it. Usually I think the bass, this is kind of your sub bass, obviously, and for me, I think the bass usually lives around here. My ears tend towards more mid-heavy first pass mixes. Then I make them sound good in the master. So that's what I did for this song. Sorry, I just getting a call, and I had to silence it. But yeah, so as I was saying, I usually have my bass live around here, and then I fix it later. It's not a good decision. My ears just hate sibilance, and they hate mud, so I end up pushing everything to the middle and then fixing it. But it's a process, I guess. Sorry, I was talking forever. But yeah, you can hear it. Fuzzy little bass. I side chained it to the kick. That's a tip I learned a while back from my Mr. Joe Saponis. It's always great to side chain your bass to the kick. It helps the song breathe. It makes it sound all bouncy and springy. So I did that, obviously. And so now we're getting to the part. I usually do vocals last, so I'll get to the vocal parts last. Now it was time to do color. Extra stuff and color. And I really love doing this. My favorite part of production is doing the color. So I have this synth. I love whenever musicians take really not shitty, but stupid sounding like MIDI patches and try to make them sound cool. Davey McCallian's really good at it. Alex G is really good at it. I keep missing him, but I was into him a lot when I made this song. Who else? Matthew Cawthorn's pretty good at it. Bowen does it. My friend B Jump Up does it a lot. It's really cool to take sounds that usually sound kind of dull and make them sound cool in your world. Cool in the song world you're in. So yeah, I have a drift object. It's just like a sine wave and a saw wave together. I put a little vibrato, EQ'd it, and then I put some reverb on it. A cool trick that I like to do is I put reverb on it, and then I put a redux filter on it, and kind of squish it and make it sound shitty, because it gives it a cool trail. And it adds this kind of stupid edge a little bit. I keep using that word, but I like it when it sounds stupid. I want it to sound silly and dumb. Then there's a banjo. To double it up, I layered it up with a banjo. And then I added some horror movie strings to make it sound cinematic and sinister, because this song's supposed to be a little bit sinister, a little bit creepy. The whole album is. It's a Halloween album in my mind. So that's the color layer. So, yeah, and then I added the vocals. So I recorded these with the U87 Newman in the studio. They're pretty nice. I like them. My method for mixing vocals is really just I shave them off until I'm okay with them. Like I said earlier, I hate sibilance, so in my first pass mixes, I always end up really neutering the S's on my recordings. So I tried my best to not do that later when recording, but in this song I kind of did it. As you can see, there's like 3 de-essers on this track and a sustain compressor, which I don't really need. I barely messed with the knee on this. It's not really doing anything. It sounds the exact same if I turned it off. But obviously, yeah, limiter, some EQ, and Echo Boy. I love when your vocals should sound wide. In my mind, I think it's good for vocals to sound wide. And I like them to live kind of wide, but I made sure it's not too wide, because then you get muddy. And we hate mud. I hate mud. Unless Primus. I like My Name Is Mud. Everyone likes that song. So then I double tracked it with a dry vocal with no reverb on it. And a little bit less low end. So now it's kind of getting there. And then I have the baby voice. This is my default for every song. Then you add the baby voice. Any song I've ever written, listen close, you'll hear the baby voice. It's always there. The baby voice is always there. Listen to it. That's what's so cute. But yeah. And then I did some group vocals. This one has, as you can see, it sounds great. This is me, my friend Samir, Josiah, who I'm in the band TBQ with. Our album will come out soon. We just finished tracking. And then my other friend Leon, who's Yabberdoodlingus or Lyricell, or also in the band Flying Dingus that we have our one song with. He's a great performer. But yeah, thank you all, love you all for doing this. You sound great on here. And then this track is me and my friend Faye. Me and Faye are in the band Flying Faye. We have an album called Art Break. But yeah, and this is me and Faye doing that. Love you, Faye. Thank you. And all together, this little last part with every little bit sounds like this. Yeah. So I don't know how helpful that was. Let me know if you liked that, or if you didn't like it. Next one will be Bottle Bunker, if I keep doing these. Yeah, thank you guys all for the support. And yeah, let me know if this is good, or if I'm bad at this. Okay, bye-bye.